Well, the Air Force Falcons, they mounted a huge comeback in the second half, but it wasn't enough as the Eastern Washington Eagles are able to win their second game of the year as they beat the Falcons by 5, 73-68. Justin Adams, Rachel Gallagher. And, you know, this game really was won in many respects in the first 5 minutes of this one as Eastern Washington came out to a 10-0 run, and the Falcons, they were just on their heels the rest of the game.
I mean, we could sit here for the next hour and talk about everything that transpired in the final 5 minutes, final 2 minutes of that game, and that's what everybody will focus on. But for me, you know, you think about that slow start that Air Force had. Eastern Washington, you got to tip your hat to them. They came out of the gate ready to go. They threw punch after punch in that first half, and it was up to Air Force to respond in the second half and kind of claw back from that 18-point deficit, and they did. But in a game that's being that tight and that called that close down the stretch, you can't help but think about that hole.
Well, one of the main reasons why the Falcons were even able to come back in the second half had to be because of Bo Becker hit a lot of three-pointers. How about 4 in the second half alone? He finished the game with 17 points, 5 of 10 from downtown.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Becker did exactly what he's supposed to do. I mean, he hunted his shots from the perimeter. He was 50% from the three-point line. And Ethan Taylor as well. These two guys combined for 39 points. Ethan Taylor, you know, he's going to make those shots to finish with 22 points, 4 of 10 from the three-point line. And, you know, coming up with big-time steals down the stretch. I mean, this is when Air Force really had some momentum, and you felt like, okay, right at about that 5-minute mark, they had chipped away at this thing and took the lead even by 1, but then things got extremely heated down the stretch on a questionable call on Boylan. Joe Scott made sure everybody in the arena knew that he did not agree with it, ended up getting ejected, and that was a big turning point. They got 4 free throws off of that, and this guy, Jake Kyman, really just sealed the deal. He led all scorers with 25 points.
Get this with Jake Kyman. He only had 3 points last year when he played with Wyoming against Air Force. He had 25 to lead all scorers in this one as we take a look at the final statistics.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the numbers. Eastern Washington shot 52% against one of the best defensive teams in the country, Air Force. I mean, I think they were in rhythm. They got the shots that they wanted to. They stuck to their game plan, shot 56% from the three-point line. They out-rebounded Air Force. They had versatile scoring. They were able to go deep on their bench. I mean, I love the effort from Air Force late in the game. But, you know, again, we talk about just that slow start. I think that ultimately is what did them in.
And really a learning point for these Air Force Falcons. Again, they had a week off. They were riding high on a 6-game winning streak, but then started slow in this one, especially against a team like Eastern Washington that came into this game at 1-6. They will learn from this one when they know you cannot worry about what the record of a team is. You got to play your best basketball every day.
Yep, and being hungry night in and night out.
All right. Well, again, the Air Force Falcons, they fall on their home court in this one as Eastern Washington was able to get the W 73-68. The Eagles, they will improve to 2-6 on the year, and the Falcons will fall to 7-3. We'll be back on December 16th at 1 p.m. when women's basketball team, they take on Weber State, and that's going to be a fun one. We'll bring it here to you. This has been a presentation of Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for the Air Force Falcons. For myself, Justin Adams, and Rachel Gallagher, and the entire crew, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all season long on Altitude Sports.